here's a quick exercise that you can do to get your muscle memory ready to go and to practice your angle for speed lashing. And this one's kind of fun and it's an easy thing for you to practice. So the first thing that you want to do is take a look at the angle that you're picking up your extension with, remembering that you want to have an anchor for your hand. And really, if you go in and if you get used to always anchoring your hand, then you're going to be able to avoid the shaking and avoid just the extra time that it takes to come in and line things up if you're not anchored. This is where I like to have my lash pillow. I'm just using a white table so that you'll be able to see me easily, but this would be set up on the right side of or the left if you're left-handed, of my pillow. And you're gonna come in, so I like to drag my hand in, and then you're going to come in at an angle that works best for you so that you're not having to change, manipulate, or adjust the angle of your wrist. So if you were to look, you would see that my wrist and the side of my hand is flat down here. And what's good about this is that it's gonna maintain that same position the whole time I'm going in. So I'm gonna go separate the extension. Always pick up, for classic lashing, always pick up the extension about 1/3. See if we'll get a focus there. Pick it up about 1/3 of the way down. This is going to allow you a little bit of movement and it allows you to go in and dip at the bottom of the extension. If you pick up too far down the extension, you lose the ability to change and rotate if you need to, and you have less flexibility of how you can move your hand, and you'll spend more time, you'll lose those precious milliseconds trying to figure it out, because you either might have this part of your tweezer bump into the lashes that are isolated on either side. It might cause stickiness because it might catch some glue that's still wet from somewhere before. So picking it up 1/3 from the top of the extension on a classic lash is the way that you want to do it. When you go in, you notice how my wrist is nice. It's anchored on the side beside me, and I'm going in and I'm picking this up, and then as I go over to my client, I'm able to maintain the same wrist motion so that I'm not having to move, and I'm able to go and place right down. As an exercise that you can practice for speed lashing, just practice getting your hand really, really used to going in and picking up each lash one by one from the top third of the extension. So you're about 1/3 of the way down. Practice with different lengths so that you can practice what it feels like on each length, because each length is going to be different, but just go through and practice the same angle every time. So when you're practicing this, focus on having your hand anchored on the side, going in and just getting your muscle memory set up so that you can come in and you can do this really, really fast. These boot tweezers are my favorite to use for classic and for volume. And you can see how once you get going, I haven't warmed up yet today, but usually it'll take me about, 10 or 15 minutes to warm up for the day for lashing, and then it just becomes second nature and you almost don't even have to look. So good little exercise for you to do. And once you nail this, you can see how every day, if you just did a 5 or 10 minute warm up, you start to pick up speed and your hands and your muscles start to remember that motion, and it'll improve every single day. So that's just a very simple basic exercise that you can do, and you can go through with different sizes, different strips, and you can start to just get a feel for that. That's one of the reasons too why we talk about consistency with tweezers, with lash brands and everything like that, because you're going to get used to the strength of the pad over here that the extensions are stuck to. You're going to get used to how hard or how light you have to pull, and you're going to get used to that sweet spot on each of the extensions that you want to be picking up from. And your goal is to just have it so that it just becomes completely second nature. So go ahead and take some time and just practice that and see if you can go through and get, 20 lashes in 20 seconds, and then see if you can time yourself once or twice a week to do the same exercise and speed it up.